Prepare for Gundam Evolution Esports.
What's up everyone, I'm Dunmuir, a top 100 hero shooter player, community server owner, and Gundam Evolution content creator. I do it to rank 17 in the PC network test, and I've made over 60 videos for the game already. I'm super excited to get to play this game and see how high I can climb. So people ask me often why they should play Gundam Evolution. So here's why. Gundam Evo is free to play with no pay to win mechanics. It's got fast high energy gameplay in the form of a 6v6 team objective FPS, and most importantly, it doesn't compromise when it comes to the gunplay, the movement, or the unit abilities. Instead, Gundam Evolution is taking an exciting approach to the FPS genre. Rather than doing what other games do and go too far to either neglect individual gunplay, or lose the unique team play mechanics of hero shooters, Gundam Evolution is putting the two together so that every unit's abilities are still defining and impactful, while still maintaining the stopping power for an individual player to outskill whatever enemy they face. Even more exciting, Gundam Evo rejects the things that we all hate in hero shooters, like too many stuns, or things just not being able to be killed because of how high the healing is, and instead, it replaces them with extra weapon damage and even more mobility. Every mobile suit in Gundam Evolution has 1 to 3 thruster gauge bars that can be used to do things like sprint to go on a good flank, or dash mid-fight to dodge enemy gunfire. Whether it be through your character's powerful weapon, outskilling your enemy with movement, or popping off with a well-timed ability, you can achieve what you want in Gundam Evolution. This just isn't the kind of game where you have to beg for help from your team, not get it, and then rage quit because you just can't do anything. Gundam Evolution is still what I would call a hero shooter. It is also aiming away from these hard class distinctions. Of course, every unit has a unique skill set, and therefore a specialization it can fill, but there aren't really hard set roles. This means that you don't have to worry about being unable to play the game because one of your enemies selects a hard counter for your character. This is one of the things I've been most frustrated in the past with in other games, but knowing that my skill will determine my success rather than something I can't affect is really awesome. When you first get into Gundam Evolution, you might have a difficult time choosing between the 14 mobile suits, so here are the 3 that I would suggest you start off with. First, my personal favorite, Sazabi. It's a tankier unit, but it's still capable of racking up a bunch of eliminations. It uses a close-range shotgun you can burst your enemies down with, and a beefy self-shield you can protect yourself with even while using the shotgun. It also has other abilities like a beam tomahawk that you can stun enemies with, a long-distance dash ability, and an ability that lets you see enemies through walls. Now here is an important Sazabi tip. While there aren't many stun abilities in Gundam Evolution, they are Sazabi's biggest weakness. Let yourself be hit by one, and you risk dying. So make sure to predict when an enemy will try and stun you, and then use your thruster gauge dash to dodge it. Next, if you prefer to focus just on damage dealing, then give Pale Rider a try. Along with good mobility and a deployable repair pod it can heal itself with, Pale Rider has one of the highest damage outputs in the game with its rapid-fire machine gun. Because of this, it's amazing while playing on the flank, hunting down kills on the enemy backline, and just generally being a nuisance. An important tip for Pale Rider is to save your repair pod for when you go on these flanks. You want to be able to shoot the enemy for as long as possible while flanking, so toss it behind a corner and it will sustain you through extra enemy damage. The last mobile suit I have for you guys is a healing based one, so if you like those kind of characters, then try out Metis. Metis has the highest overall healing in the game, and it's great for helping damaged team members in a fight. Metis isn't limited just to healing though, since it can also shoot with its dual pistols while healing teammates. Its G maneuver is a very powerful one, and gives increased damage and damage resistance to a teammate, so make sure that you're putting it onto a mobile suit that's capable of dealing a lot of eliminations, like Sazabi, Pale Rider, or Barbatos. Now I'll go over some general tips on how to play Gundam Evolution. First, make sure to play with your team. While you can do a lot on your own in Gundam Evolution, you will struggle going solo against a full enemy team of 6. So whether you play to group up with your team, or sneaking onto a flank, just always make sure your team is ready before you start attacking the enemy. This will bring you the best success so that you can have all the support you need and frag out. Next tip, play the objective. Hunting down enemies to rack up as many kills as possible is very fun, but only if you aim your carnage around the objective will it give you success. There's just as many enemies to be found around the objective, so hunt them there and you'll climb the competitive rankings also. Last tip, just find your own way to play. When the game releases, make sure to play every mobile suit, test out their abilities, and learn what they are capable of. You never know which one will be your new favorite way to play when you get your hands on it. In Gundam Evolution, there are 3 game modes: Domination, Destruction, and Point Capture. Domination is a unique take on the King of the Hill format. There are 3 objective points around the map that rotate being the active objective that unlock and are contestable for 1 minute. After that, there's a short 30-second period where the new objective is locked and cannot be captured, but that doesn't mean you don't have something to do. Controlling these objectives is the key to winning this game type, so show up nice and early right after the objective changes so that you can get the jump on your enemies before they're even ready to fight you. The next game type is Destruction. In this bomb planting game mode, the attacking team will have 2 locations that they can choose between to plant a mega charge. If the planted bomb isn't defused in 1 minute, it explodes and unlocks a second and final set of plant sites. As the attacking team can choose to target either site, the defenders must pay attention to where the attackers are going. It can be difficult to defuse the bomb once it's planted, so try and stop the attackers before they can do it. However, if you're playing on attack and have planted the bomb, you only need to stop the defender who is trying to defuse it, so do whatever it takes to stop them. You might die in the process, but you'll still end up winning the round. The final game type is Point Capture. Commonly referred to as a 2CP game type, Point Capture pits 2 teams against each other as they compete to capture or defend 2 objectives one after the other. Take the first point and the second unlocks in a different section of the map, opening up a whole new set of obstacles for the attackers to fight through and the defenders to protect. This game type does tend to be defensive favored, so while playing on offense, it's important not to trickle into the fights. Group up with your team before every battle and you will have much more success. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you want to know more tips like the ones that I've been giving, then make sure to check out my YouTube channel. Also, if you want to know more about Gundam Evolution Esports and how you can get involved, then make sure to check out @GunEvo Esports on Twitter.
Gundam Evolution Esports.